Well, good morning. John here with Jefe the Gladiator and 6 Feet Adventure. Today is going to be a big install day. I'm working on getting the Smittybilt Stryker front bumper on, as well as a Smittybilt 9,500 pound winch. So we've got that going on with some, I believe, Quake LED light bar. And then once I complete that install, probably a second video is going to be some floodlights on the Rebel off-road rack. Plus another great install that I'm so excited for. We have a Midland GMRS, and that may be another video as well. But wanted to go ahead and bring you around as I work on updating Jefe's front end. Feel free, if you have any questions, go ahead and put them down in the comments. Remember, like, share, and subscribe, and we can keep bringing more adventures to you. It is a little brisk today. It's about 35 degrees outside right now, but let's go ahead and see what we can do here. Open the Smittybilt bumper as well as the winch and the light package. One thing I like to do before I start my build is lay everything out. So I've got the adventure table that typically lives on top of my Rebel off-road roof rack. So this is very handy, being able to fold out to get this work done. Then I like to lay my tools out. I've got my Craftsman winch, my Craftsman wrench, ratcheting wrench. I've got a Craftsman socket section. Just got some miscellaneous tools and stuff in there. If I need to, I can always go to the garage. So the next step in this build is we have to remove the bumper. Ideally, I do want to keep the Mopar stock skid plate with this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that, but that is the ideal thing for me to do, because with the Mojave that I have here, the Mojave has incredible Fox suspension set. And if you can look down here, tucked in neatly down there are actually my reservoirs for my shocks. So I would love to be able to keep those in their stock position, because one thing I've learned throughout the years, if you can keep stuff as stock as possible, it lasts longer in most cases. Sorry to all those suspension guys out there and everything. I love your kits, I love the look of them, but I am trying to keep as stock as possible. Right now, Jefe the Gladiator is actually sitting on 37 Milestars with no lift. I have no rub lock to lock. Now, when I go off-road, I know I'm gonna have some rub. So what you'll see here in a couple weeks is a video that I'm splitting the fender here. I've got a Quake LED light up front. I've got some Skull Krushers inner fenders that I'm gonna replace there. Gonna pull off this fender and to make sure it's all secure, I'm just waiting on some hardware from American Adventure Lab. I know they make quality gear, but it's taken over a month to get the hardware from them in Utah. They claim they ran out of filament. I don't know, but I'm still waiting for that package, and once that gets done, I think I'm gonna have no problem with this Mojave off-road. Well, let me go ahead and get at it in removing this bumper so we can start the install of the Stryker. One pleasant surprise as I've been down here is the remote reservoirs are actually attached to this frame bracket. So for the Mojave, that's fantastic. Now, been trying to start to loosen up these bolts, and these are torqued so crazy. And unfortunately, my breaker bar is a 3/4 inch, and I've got just 1/2 inch sockets. So that's a little user error on my part, but so far the install is going as expected. All right, bumper is off, kind of as expected. I do highly recommend spraying these bolts with PB Blaster before you get started, because they definitely need it. I don't know if it's the 37 degrees we're in right now or the fact that they're torqued pretty hard, but PB Blaster is what you need. But here's what it looks like without a bumper. You know, one thing I haven't found on any directions is the fact that I have to remove this inner steel bumper in order to get the wiring out. So I'm halfway through the install. I've gotten all the disassembly done. I guess that's halfway. Quite a bit more bolts. Mopar, you did a great job in assembling this Jeep so it would not fall apart. But hey, that's why we buy Jeeps, and we buy them because we can customize them. So now I'm going to be getting ready to install the Smittybilt winch cradle, and bumper sections. So this is where the instructions are not really that clear, but I'm just going to take my time and make sure it gets done right and well. So, but I want to thank you for being on this journey. I do want to let you know, of course, I am not sponsored by any company. I bought this with all of my own money. I'm giving you my unbiased reviews. At this point, I'm not an affiliate to anything, and I'm trying to make things as unbiased as possible for you guys. If you like my adventures, remember, please share them, link, subscribe, do all of that, save any of my videos, and I look forward to continuing to share this with you. All right, so I got the winch mounted. I don't know if it's because of the Gladiator or because of the Mojave, but I was unable to mount this part on top and still clear this. It was a very tight squeeze to be able to get all of this on here. So I did have to side mount it. I'm not necessarily keen on that, but if that's how we get it done, that's how we get it done. But I'm loving how this is coming together. All right, so the bumper is mounted, the overrider is mounted. These bolts were nearly impossible to get to. They had a capture bar behind them that was really hard to get to. Even had the wife out here working on it. But so far I'm liking the way it looks. I'll show you as we get to the next step. All right, so this camera died midway during the installation. Wanted to let you know things went very well, except I did install my fog lights upside down. So this is giving me the opportunity to give you a different angle to see me remove the bumper. I'll replace the fog lights and we'll get it back up. But hopefully you're getting a great idea here.